of this event, the lady without whose enthusiasm, leadership, guidance, direction, and passion, this event wouldn't have been possible. She is a physician by profession, serves as a member on the Human Rights Commission, and has in the past served as a board member on the Wappinger Central District. She's an active member of the community and is involved in a lot of health and educational charitable causes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming her with a huge round of applause, Dr. Seema Rizvi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. In the name of God, most merciful and gracious, may peace be upon you all. Respected Congressman Sean Maloney, he will be here soon, I believe, and respected County Executive Mark Molinaro, County Legislature Francina Amparo, Senator Sue Serrano's representative Lydia Biscus, Councilman Mr. Larry Cohen, Town Supervisor Bob Lacola, Mayor of Wappinger Falls Mr. Matt Alexander, educators, Dutchess Human Rights Commission, Dutchess Interfaith, religious leaders, children, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you all for coming us and give us your precious time. I especially appreciate your understanding of how important this event is at this difficult time. We need to unite on one platform to deliver a message of peace, solidarity, religious tolerance, and kindness for each other. We need to set an example for our children, the future generation. This event is a continuation of the event I organized last year in the mosque. It was very successful and the turnout was amazing. I saw so much enthusiasm, compassion among everyone, which I see again here today in this room. It is an example of American core values, equality in gender, race, religion, and diversity, which makes America inclusive. The country is currently going through many crises. We see a rise in Islamophobia, homophobia, anti-Semitism. There is an increase in the rhetoric against brown people, travel ban, and the building wall to keep immigrants out. We are also seeing an increase in hate crimes and terrorism, and human rights are being violated. Since the 9/11 attack until present day, we are seeing a progressive increase in anti-Muslim sentiment due to the fact that most terrorists who are doing all these horrific acts of violence and killing claim to be Muslim. We American Muslim and the other 1.6 billion Muslims, roughly 23% of global population, in the entire world always condemn these brutal and barbaric attacks done by terrorist groups, so-called ISIS and Al-Qaeda, who are killing majority of the Muslims. They don't represent Islam. They're ruining the reputation of religion Islam and peaceful Muslims that make up more than 99% of the Muslim population. It is not fair that due to the action of minor fraction of people called ISIS Al-Qaeda, all Muslims are suffering. Fact is that terrorism is no longer a threat only to a handful of nation or region. It has evolved into a global problem like cancer that victimizes people all over the world. Sources of evil go by different names and adhere to various ideologies. But what they have in common is to divide us and to destroy values and the future of all human beings, including all Muslims around the world. We can all defeat terrorism by unity on one platform, standing together for each other and to promote solidarity. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was created in 1948 by Eleanor Roosevelt. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, and everyone is entitled to all the rights without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion. The power of this declaration is the power of ideas to change the world. The disregard for human rights has resulted in horrific acts of violence and brutality. Human suffering and destructions are history reminders. World War I and II, Holocaust, genocide in Rwanda, Darfur, Armenia, so far in 20 years. The United Nations Refugees Agency reports that the number of displaced people is at its highest ever, 5.8 billion increase. The total at the end of 2015 reached 65.3 million, more displaced than after Second World War. Where is the humanity? Is this the world we thought about? It's so unfortunate and heartbreaking to see what we are seeing now in the entire world. We are living in a civilized world, seeing advancement in science and technology and social media, but we are going back to the Stone Age. In the past, we fought for land, food, and power, and today we are displacing and deporting people, banning refugees from Muslim majority countries. Is there any end to the human suffering? What did we learn from history? History tells us the different sects have been questioned and subjected to atrocities at different times. During the era of Nazi Germany, the loyalty of Jewish people was questioned. After Pearl Harbor attack, loyalty of Japanese people was questioned. After 9/11 attack, loyalty of American Muslim is being questioned. Do we really need to defend ourselves and justify our religion and our loyalty to this country? America has always been the most welcoming country for the immigrant with strong immigrant history from the beginning. My parents migrated from India to Pakistan in 1947 during the partition. The millions of people sacrificed their life and for their families. Then me and my siblings migrated here. We struggled and worked hard to give our children the best future possible. I never thought as a second generation immigrant I would have to struggle to prove that I have the same love and patriotism for this country as any other American, just because we are Muslims. I never thought I would have to justify my religion. I never thought my child would go through an identity crisis. I never thought I would be so fearful from inside, or anyone who would be fearful of me just because I am Muslim. Islam is a very tolerant religion. So many times we Muslims recite a verse in Quran, our holy book. If you save one life, you save the whole humanity. If you kill human life, you kill the whole humanity. Christians, Jews, and Muslims are all descendants of Prophet Abraham. Islam came 1400 years back as a peaceful religion. Meaning of Islam is peaceful submission. Until these barbarian people, Al-Qaeda emerged in 20th century and started to spread as ISIS. They just want to divide the world based on religion and sow the seed of sectarian hatred. Islam has no discrimination of color, caste, and creed. We as Muslims believe in human equality and women's rights. Muslims offer their prayer 5 times a day, and each prayer we say the word Ali Ibrahim, which directs our blessing to the descendant of Prophet Abraham. This shows how inclusive Islam is. There is a misinterpretation of jihad in Islam. It means struggle. There are 4 kinds of jihad. With pen, which is communication and education. With money, against selfish desire and defensive war. No religion in the world, including Islam, will justify the execution of innocent lives, men, women, and children. Most of us are moderate American Muslims with so much love and patriotism for this country. We want to live a peaceful life and see our religion, see our children grow in a healthy environment and succeed. Our Muslim teenager generation is struggling with identity crisis. Most of these hatred incidences are underreported by Muslim parents as they are fearful. What should be the role of parents, school, and media, especially social media? School can play a very leading role in clearing their mind and Muslim perception by proper education and guidance. Schools are doing a great job handling any of these issues with zero tolerance. Education starts from home, schools, and media. We need to put a control on social media and Instagram. Government should take an action on Instagram, seen as cyberbullying. Unless we act, we are not going to bring positive changes in the United States. Media should give an equal coverage to all the victims of terrorism in any part of the world, regardless of color and religion, regardless of east or west. So people should understand the fact that majority of victims of terrorism are Muslims. In recent Quebec mosque massacre, 6 died and 8 wounded. Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Trudeau said, victims were targeted simply because of their religion. 36 million hearts are broken with yours. If we are not going to understand this complexity, we are not going to unite and support each other, we will have no peace here in this soil and all over the world. As former President Obama said about these terrorists, they have nothing to offer but hatred and human suffering. We stand for freedom, hope and dignity of all human beings. On behalf of the Muslim community, I stand here today along with you looking for peace and justice in the world and to pray for our community, our family, our children, our country and the whole world for love, kindness, peace and tolerance for each other. Let's pray and hold hands together, spirit of brotherhood, to make America inclusive again. Give us courage to fight against terrorism on global level. Let's come together, fight together, resist together. I will end up my speech with few quotes, as quoted by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And John F. Kennedy once said, peace does not rest in the charters and covenants alone. It lies in the heart and minds of all people. Let us strive to build peace, a desire for peace, a willingness to work for peace in the hearts and minds of all our people. I believe that we can, and I believe problems of human destiny are not beyond the reach of human beings. Lastly, thanks to all of you from the bottom of my heart, supporting us to bring peace and solidarity. Thanks to my sisters and brothers from the community for their contribution and help in refreshment. My special thanks as always to my daughter and husband, and I might never have done this without their support. May God bless you all. God bless America.
Thank you, Dr. Rizvi, for your eye-opening and inspirational speech, and especially for working tirelessly to organize this event. I would now invite our youngest speaker, Ms. Aina Iqbal, who is a junior at John Jay High School. She's also the president of Human Rights Club at John Jay and has been writing poems and essays since a very young age. She had her first poem published at 4.5 years old in Poughkeepsie Journal. Please give it up for Aina Iqbal, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ever since I was young, of the world, they never hid harsh subjects from me. I appreciate that because it's how I'm so aware of the suffering that faces the majority of the modern world. I feel that my background as an American Pakistani Muslim teenage girl is difficult to uphold and defend, but it does have its advantages. Because perhaps if I did not descend from a family of immigrants, I would be unaware of the struggles they currently face. That is exactly what I wanted to address in my poem called Refugees. The unbelievable, undeniable hardships in the refugee crisis. This situation is based on a story in Aleppo, Syria, but it could be from anywhere. There are not only Syrian refugees, but refugees of every religion, every descent, every ethnicity, looking for a nationality. I just wanted to display the reality of millions of families all around the world. They deserve recognition, support, and empathy. That is all I wanted out of this poem, for people to see the raw truth, even if it is difficult to hear. So it's called Refugees, and here it goes. A child, only 5 years old, wakes up to the sounds he does not know are bombs. initially excited for fireworks until he recognized loud cries and sobs. Once a beautiful town, now a desolate wasteland. Covering the once hustling, bustling street, darkness surrounds him as he stands amongst ashes and lifeless bodies beneath his feet. He looks to his mother. She's a symbol of peace for him, his world, his universe. But today, her face is full of worry and panic. The roles have been reversed. His father, usually stable and calm, is stunned. He sees the look of confusion on his son's face. "It will be okay," he says. He looks at the town he grew up in. Rubble and mourning souls are all that's left. Much to his chagrin, the strange men took the rest. He looks at his son, surrounded by airstrikes, sparklers, war cries. He is 5. He hasn't even lost his first tooth yet. "It will be okay," he says. The young boy turns to his mother for answers. She is unable to move or speak. All she lets out is a nearly inaudible shriek. Then he looks to his father. "It will be okay," his father says. The frenzy now commences as families are fleeing for their children's well-being in hopes for a better life, a safer life, one with less bloodshed, less hate, less crying, less fear. He hears the shuffling of bags, clothes, and feet. Everything is so unclear. "Where are we going, Baba?" "It will be okay," his father says. They leave the place they knew as home, their only comfort zone. The sky used to be blue, the air filled with songs of birds, fluttering of butterflies, laughter of children, playing, dancing, living. Now the only fluttering is from helicopters. Scurrying desperately, his family reaches a neighboring town. He asks with a subtle frown, "Where are we going, Baba?" "Why are we here?" "It will be okay," his father says. His father struggling to keep his family together during a time of senseless war. He brought his son and wife into a bunker for temporary safety during the uproar. Stepping out for a moment, the boy hears a loud crash, bullets firing, and a thud to the ground. The boy is 5. Now who will tell him he's okay?
Thank you, Anna, for such a heart-touching poem. I just got goosebumps hearing it. Wonderful job.